And this crocodile of cars anywhere near why they would leave the red light on. Montoya was penalised last year for that. That's a big accident for Kubica, and a horrible accident going on there. He's moving his hands, and obviously safety car will be out again. And yes, he's had an accident very early on, and that was at maximum velocity. I've never seen a car crash like that in this circuit at that place. It's the Toyota he connected with. He took off, and headfirst into it. So nearly collected the Toro Rosso of Scott Speed that you would have thought in any normal circumstances would have been well out of the action.
Another big crash in the final corner. Someone's hit the wall very, very hard. Car's diving out of the way to try and avoid it. That's a big impact. That's a 190-mile-an-hour corner. Turn 13, Martin. You wouldn't want it. Rubens Barrichello hit the wall there a couple of years ago. Zolt Baumgartner has hit the wall here this afternoon. That's going to have to be a safety car. It is indeed. Safety car again deployed. Second safety car in just 10 laps of racing here. And Ralf Schumacher. The computer got it wrong. It's Ralf Schumacher that has hit the wall.
That tire advantage is not nothing, though, guys, as we see Joseph Newgarden on the outside of Felix Rosenqvist. Moves that shell car. Oh! Felix in the wall, big time.
This is going to be a big hit right here. I don't know if he's going to keep it out of the turn 2 wall. Oh, no! Kirkwood! Ooh! Kirkwood upside down!
Guys, this will be a red flag, almost certainly. Huge impact.
Oh, worst position to be in as a driver. And you see that wheel that was ripped from Kyle Kirkwood's car. It goes flying.
And we've got a crash then. So we've got Perez. The yellow flags will be out, and that's a heavy crash down into the tyre barrier there that Nico Rosberg got so close to. So he's dropped it under braking. Red flags are out.
Perez's father, and I'll just let you talk through the replay if you want to.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a question really of whether the barriers came in towards the driver's cockpit area.
Charlie gave us a real scare yesterday in qualifying, entering this turn at over 200 miles an hour. Look at this if you haven't seen it. This was violent. It was frightening and testament to the structural integrity of these Indy cars. Charlie Kimball walked away from this very confronting accident. You see it again, real time, real speed, and again going backwards up into the catch fence at over 200 miles an hour. Charlie okay and is ready to race today. Keep in mind, he's good on the ovals too, finishing third at this year's Indianapolis 500.
Oh, and there's a very big shunt. Well, that is indeed, that's at the exit of. Looking at it, it's difficult to tell who it is. Upside down, that car, both left-hand wheels, front and rear, are off. And we have to see the car pushed back. It's Rubens Barrichello, the man who's lying currently second in the World Championship. And that is a serious off for Barrichello. The red flag is out. The session has been stopped. And that debris fencing did a superb job. It not only retained Barrichello's Jordan within the circuit, it kept all the debris, or the majority of it that we can see, also within the circuit. Here we again see, and it's so quick. I mean, that's a fourth gear, probably fifth gear, almost flat out. 130, 40 miles an hour coming through there. So that debris fencing certainly preventing a more serious incident than what is already a very serious one indeed.
And somebody's had a big
one there. I can't see who it is. Pile of tyres, and it's
there's a Jaguar and a Prost, so we think it's Bertie and Eddie Irvine.
Yeah, it is Bertie in the yellow helmet. This is a replay, of course, and they touch as Eddie Irvine goes past. Bertie loses it, goes over the grass into the gravel trap in the Prost.
That is a nasty accident, Murray. I'm not looking forward to this thing connecting, because that is on the way into Blanchimont. That is 190 miles an hour. Ooh. And I wouldn't be surprised if they don't have to red flag this race. That is not a good, there's no good accidents. That is a bad incident there for Luciano Berti. That is top speed, spearing straight into the tyre barriers, and I'm not happy with that one.
And that is the fastest first lap, the fastest 2 laps that we have seen by a big distance.
Both in the 231s, the first driver to put any lap in the 231. So far, trouble! Oh, what a crash! What a terrible crash!
Up and over, car flipped. Came back, up and over.
That was a hard hit. He's fine.
On Saturday, Sebastian Bourdais was on a big lap, by far the fastest of the day at over 231 miles per hour, and then this, a frightening crash. Worst I can recall in many, many years. And for Sebastian Bourdais, we were so pleased to see him immediately moving the visor.
No, against the wall. That looks like Mark Blundell. Oh, he looks like he's okay, but he's moving in the car.
Mark Blundell, a stream of smoke. I don't know if it was because the engine went or because he was already losing it. Hard against the wall, but he climbs out immediately, and of course the yellow comes out. So we're in our second yellow.
Oh, yeah. Oh, his motor was definitely going. Somebody was very lucky there. That looked almost.
Oh, that's a lucky impact.
That's a lucky impact for him to walk away. And I'll tell you who else was lucky. Was it looked like his teammate.
Well, maybe not so lucky. Let's hope he's okay. Look at him pass right behind his teammate. Tucks his nose under his wing. Not a good angle to hit the wall. Car does what it's supposed to, though. That disintegration is good. That's energy leaving the car.
He's definitely got a problem there. Something definitely goes wrong. It might have been that smoke we saw coming out of the back of the car, but he didn't even slow down. That's unbelievable impact he took there.
This is SportsCenter. Oakville, Ontario's James Hinchcliffe was taken to hospital and underwent emergency surgery on his upper left thigh following a crash during an Indianapolis 500 practice run today. The accident comes just a day after IndyCar sanctioned reduced speeds and increased downforce after having 3 drivers slip their cars within the last week. IndyCar temporarily shut down the track to conduct an investigation. Now, the racing world offered their concern for Hinchcliffe via Twitter after last year's winner of the Indy 500, Ryan Hunter-Reay, tweeted all thoughts with our buddy Hinchtown right now. That was a horrible angle of impact. Fellow Indy Series racer Graham Rahal tweeted, "Hang in there, brother. Hinchtown, we're all praying for the best." And Dario Franchitti tweeted, "Good thoughts going out to our brother Hinchtown after his crash at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway."
Here is how that vector equation manifests itself in reality. This was on Friday. Mauricio Guzman, longtime veteran of the series, lost it in 1, hit the wall in 2, hit the wall again here in 3. He was bruised, he was shaken up. He didn't come out to qualify, and then he decided he was just going home and left the track late yesterday.
Because of the heavy G-loading, they have no feel of actually what the car is doing, and all of a sudden he just lost control of the car. Keep in mind, to give you an idea of the speed, both those drivers, as you said, lost it between 1 and 2. A quarter of a mile later, they finally slowed down in 3 and 4. Big impacts. Mauricio's 66 Gs on initial impact in turn 2, 132 Gs with that last crash we saw down in turn 3. Huge G-loading. It's all about speed here, and of course the problem of how to resolve that so that the drivers can physiologically actually effectively drive their cars.
Ari's slowly moving up. He started in the back. He's trying to get moved up. Right now he's in 6th place, and so he's having a good day. Not as good as he wants, because he wants to win one of these races this year.
And some debris coming off one of the cars. Oh. Heavy impact.
Tom Wood.
And Tom Wood's car, part of the front of that car coming apart, and heavy impact in the right side of the wall. The front end on the right side at over 180 miles an hour. As Wood was running in 2nd spot. And we saw a couple of parts come off the front of that car.
Yeah, maybe we can see it here. Oh, yeah. Definitely something, something definitely came off the race car. And as they're going down the back straightaway, we can see right here, Brandon's going to go down to the bottom side. Oh, that's exactly right.
Oh, the wing, the right front wing.
Right front wing. There's the teammate thing that we were just talking about. He cut down Tom Wood's tire with that right front wing. And unfortunately, both cars are done. Both cars are really done and out of a chance. That's that team meeting we were talking about that you don't want to do. And just a mistake by Brandon by running in the back of Tom Wood, cutting his tire down and sending him very, very hard into the wall.
Along with Ed Carpenter, who crashed in practice and did not make a qualifying
attempt.
And now Ryan Hunter-Reay goes around.
And he hits,
two
big
hits
hit hard.
Inside.
So lucky to miss the attenuator on the 2nd impact. That was a big hit on the outside wall. I don't see his head moving around yet.
He hit hard on the outside wall and very hard on the inside. Let's watch.
Oh, just like Ed Carpenter's crash, but probably twice the force.
And same side both times.
And when it lets go like that, this is not going to be fun.
Ooh, that was a straight, flat pancake against the wall.
And there you see it in one of the Red Bull Cheever drivers. Looks like maybe Patrick Carpentier exiting his car quickly. He is moving, but Scotty, right now the most important thing is to get him extricated from that vehicle.
Those cars are meant to come apart like that, Todd. I know it actually looks like it's just a mess. That's the engine front in the car, possibly. There's a lot of debris going on there, the bell housing and the transmission.
And here's how they come into 3, Scotty.
Actually, you can see on the very underside, what a ride that was. And here's the situation. Briscoe going underneath. Barron trying to come down on the racetrack. They both are going for the same piece of real estate. And what ends up happening is those rubber tires touch, and then all of a sudden the car starts to go in the air. Remember, we're going 215 miles an hour.
And here at Spa on Friday, we had a sobering reminder that motor racing is indeed dangerous, as Sandro Zanardi lost control of his Lotus at over 150 miles an hour. Almost unbelievably, he survived his horrifying crash practically unscathed. But, unsurprisingly, he's a shaken non-starter today.
And there, Mika Häkkinen, that looks unpleasant. There's a big shunt. Mika Häkkinen has gone sideways heavily into the tyre wall. And this may well see a red flag because that car is in a precarious position. That's the here. There's Mika. Oh, look at that. Well, we don't know why. The car came so quickly into sight. Even the camera unable to keep up with it. It flew. And really, the loss of speed was almost zero. Even those 2 or 3 marks on the road where you saw the car hit and then bounce again, that was an impact certainly in excess of 100 miles an hour.
Available and just ahead of the Max Wissel using.
Oh, what's that?
I don't know quite. It was a shot from the Olympiakos car. We'll try and get another view of that. He's running in.
Oh, that's a huge accident by Chris van der Drift. He's gone over the back of the AS Roma car, and that is incredible. That's got to be a red flag. It looks like he's been in the trees.
Sort of roughly what happened. He ran into the back of the car ahead, but let's just see it at real time here. And in fact, that's interesting. Oh, it was a miscommunication effectively, because AS Roma was moving to the right to let him pass on the left.
Yeah, and here we go.
Oh,
and that's a terrible, terrible accident.
A massive accident, absolutely huge. The car splitting in half, which is what it's designed to do. The engine and gearbox splitting away from the monocoque.
Nothing to lose, just needs to stay in front and win, as you mentioned, Paul. He needs the bad luck for Dixon to fall back to make this all happen. And he's got to be thinking inside his cockpit right now. Inside his helmet.
Big crash! Major incident. Kenny Breck getting way high up into the fence. Here is the replay of what happened. Breck on the high side of Thomas Scheckter down the backstretch. At the end of the backstretch, there's the contact, and Breck's car up into the wall, virtually splitting in half. And here is the shot now from the end of the backstretch. It's a crash very reminiscent of Davey Hamilton's accident here a few years ago, in which he sustained very severe leg damage. The catch fence keeping the car contained inside the racetrack, but still resulting in a lot of damage to the car. Hopefully no, at least life-threatening injuries to Kenny Breck.
Well, good afternoon. You join us on Eurosport at a very muted Monaco after the tragic events of Imola last weekend. More problems today. Carl Wendlinger, a very big accident in first qualifying session this morning. Went off coming out of the chicane, piled into the chicane barriers, and tonight he is in hospital in Nice with serious head injuries and is said to be in a critical condition. Accident confirming Formula One's worst fears on the first day of serious action after the tragic San Marino Grand Prix.